Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing my top 10 100% Amy Glam approved fragrances for summertime. So I usually do my top 10 fragrances that I am excited to wear for each season. But before I do that video, because I'm still going to do that video, it's some of my favorite videos to film, are seasonal videos, since I am such a moody person and the seasons really help with my creativity. I don't like the same thing for too long. Before I do the ones that I'm excited to wear this year and this summer, I want to share the ones that I have used year after year. I love them. And I love them for summertime, and they just smell amazing. They project during summertime. So if you would like to see the fragrances that I recommend 100% for summertime, just keep on watching. Do I have 11? Do I not know how to count? Okay, one of them is like a honorable mention. So before I get started with my top 10, I do want to give a quick shout out to some fragrances that I love for summertime. I just didn't include them in here because I have not shut up about those fragrances, and that is my Tocca Simone and my Tocca Juliette. Those two fragrances, I have been recommending them for hot weather, I would say for 2 years now, maybe more, I don't remember. I was gonna put them in this one, but I said, you know what, let's add a few different ones so that it's not the same thing over and over. But Tocca Juliette and Tocca Simone are still some that I recommend for summertime and for hot weather 100%. All right, so let's start off with the fragrances. So the first one I'm going to talk about is one that I just don't stop talking about, and I've bought multiple times already, and I already have a dent in this bottle. So honestly, I think my next bottle that I pick up is going to be a 3.4 ounce bottle if I could find it. And this is by Giorgio Armani, and this is Ocean di Gioia. This fragrance is addictive to me, and I have been wearing it for a few years now, and this fragrance is just so beautiful for summertime. And the last time that I wore this, we went to eat dinner and I put this on, and I remember putting it on before leaving the house, and it was around 4 o'clock, and we went to go have dinner. We came back home about 9ish, and I still smelled this fragrance on my clothes, and the following day I can still smell this fragrance on my clothes as well. So this one does last a good amount of time on me. Now this fragrance is perfect for hot weather. This smells like pear. It's super realistic. It's like a very realistic pear, very juicy and crisp. It also reminds me of very girly hair care and shampoos. You took an amazing shower, it was hair wash day, you're smelling amazing, the wind hits you and you can smell this like fruity but yet breezy ocean type of vibe with that pear in there that's very fruity and crisp. It's beautiful. So many people that have bought this fragrance because I recommended it have came back and told me I absolutely love Ocean. It's so beautiful for summertime. It is amazing. I love it. There is a little bit of like a white floral mixed into there, but it's not too sharp. It's not annoying or anything. It just makes you feel feminine and pretty and just great for hot weather. So Ocean di Gioia is my first pick. Next up, the one that I wore 2 days ago, and it also lasted on my clothes. I smelled the shirt that I had on the following day, and it smelled so good. It's so good. This fragrance, I have lost count how many bottles I've gone through. One of my favorites for summertime. This is MAC Turquatic. This will forever just be a summer fragrance for me. I have been using MAC Turquatic since I was in my early 20s. So it's been a very long time. Now I really prefer this bottle over the small bottle. This one just looks so beautiful. I love the colors of it. I don't like having favorite colors because I love playing with color, but I think blues and greens and just tropical colors are definitely my favorite colors. So looking at this, just it brings happiness. And this fragrance, I have been telling you guys, is kind of like what a mermaid would smell like. It is a little citrusy, it's a little woody, it has very beautiful notes in it, very like aquatic notes. It's so fresh, so refreshing. So like on a hot summer day, this is perfect. It's not too heavy, it's not too thick. And I will say MAC Turquatic is not super duper feminine. I feel like this Ocean di Gioia is way more girly, but this one is just refreshing. It is a beautiful, beautiful perfume. MAC Turquatic Love it so much for summertime. This next one, I will say, is a favorite of mine for summertime. And this fragrance takes me back to when I first started my YouTube channel. It was one that I discovered when I was just starting out doing reviews, when I was still learning. And I will say this is a very polarizing scent. It is not for everyone. Many people have told me that it unfortunately does not work for them. So this is one that I would very highly recommend either going to a Sephora or a department store where they have a sample or a tester bottle of it and trying it out, because it could either pull very, very lemony, citrusy on you and woody, or you can get that beautiful guava that is in here, which is the reason why I love this fragrance so much. And this is Versace Delina Turquoise. This to me is like the ocean in a bottle. Looking at this bottle is so beautiful, and I absolutely love this fragrance when it's summertime. So I have always said that guava is a note that I really, really adore in fragrances. It just gives like this very sweet, fruity, tropical scent to a fragrance. This fragrance is mixed with that sweet guava. I actually can smell it longer on my skin than a lot of people have said that they do. Like the guava for me stays and it adds this sweetness to the fragrance. There's definitely a woodiness in the background, and I definitely pick up the citrus in here, but that guava just, it's so good. This is so nice for a super hot day. These fragrances are perfect to go on a cruise, to go to the beach, to be by the pool, to go on vacation, to just be outdoors. They are just so refreshing and cooling. What I pick up the most is that lemon, the guava, and woody notes with a little bit of that musk. That's what I get with this one. Guava is one of my favorite notes, so this one is just, I cannot wait. It's going to be in my next perfume tray, and I just can't wait to start wearing it again. I tell you guys always, as a warning, I hope that I still feel the same way about it, because you guys know how it's been ever since I moved. Some of my favorites just don't smell the same, so I'm really hoping that that one's still a love, because I haven't actually worn it in probably like a year. So join me in my perfume tray in June, and let's see how the new fragrances I'm gonna put on the tray are gonna work for me here this summer. So next up we have Michelle Germain, and this is Sugarful Sunshine. Another one that I recommend strictly for summertime for me, because I feel like it needs to be hot for me to wear this for me to wear this fragrance. This fragrance right here is for pineapple lovers. If you love pineapple, this is definitely tropical. It's sweet, it's fruity, with that pineapple being the star of the show in this fragrance. So this opens up with pineapple, mango, and lime. I will say I don't really pick up too much mango in here. For me, it's just that pineapple, and the pineapple is not as sweet and ripe as the pineapple in Girl of Now Shine. The pineapple in here is way more refreshing. It has a little bit of a tardiness to it. It reminds me of like pineapple soda. It has a very refreshing touch to it, but then you also have coconut water, which makes it a little more watery and refreshing. And then the base is agave, moss, and amber. So it has a very nice base. So it helps it not turn into like a body mist, juvenile type of pineapple scent. It's, to me, more grown up. Only thing I have to say about this one is it doesn't last a very long time. So you would have to reapply this fragrance. But for bedtime, for being at home, for just like an evening after you took a shower and you want to smell refreshing and sweet and fruity, this is a really, really nice one. And it does have like a sexiness to it. I'm thinking it's coming from those base notes. It has a bit of like the sensual touch mixed in with that pineapple. So that is Sugarful Sunshine. These next fragrances, I can honestly wear these year round, but when summertime comes around, it is their time to shine. They smell so good. I couldn't pick one because I really love both of them. I started off with Juliette Has a Gun, Not a Perfume, and then I added Juliette Has a Gun, Not a Perfume Super Dose to my collection, and they're both loves. So this fragrance has been a favorite for about 2-3 years. The first time that I smelled this, I was actually living in Tampa. I was not into fragrances the way that I am now, but it didn't smell as good. I would go nose blind to it, but I'm not sure what happened. My nose absolutely adores Not a Perfume. It's so good. They have like this musky touch to them, but there's something about the heat mixing with these fragrances that it makes it project off of your skin. And it is like, to me, one of the prettiest, sexiest, without trying too hard, kind of like date night fragrances. The word that I would give is more like sensual. She just has something radiating off of her skin that is making her smell irresistible. That is just the way that I feel with the Not a Perfume line. The Super Dose is so beautiful. They're very similar, yet I feel like I need both of them in my collection. Super Dose to me does have a little bit more of like a woody touch to it, but they're just so good. They're not fruity, they're not floral. They're perfect for those of you who just want something that smells more like skin, sexy, musky, and airy. It's so sexy to me, and they perform the best in hot weather, in the heat. And I know that these can perform very different on each person, but I just love these on me for summertime. It's one of my favorite fragrances. Next up, I'm gonna talk about another Juliette Has a Gun perfume. This one unfortunately doesn't last as long as these other two last on me, which by the way, I'm counting these two as one. Okay. So this one is Pear Inc from Juliette Has a Gun. This one is kind of like if you took Not a Perfume, which is the description that I gave of kind of like a second skin, musky, sexy, airy, and you added a juicy pear in there. So it's sweet and crisp and refreshing. Definitely. This one is Not a Perfume, but with pear. And it's musky, it's sweet, it's fruity, it's juicy. Only thing I wish was that it lasted a little bit longer on me. But as you can see by the dent, this is a very loved fragrance in my collection. And this summer is probably going to get an even bigger dent because I love that one. Next up, we have a Kayali fragrance. This is one of my favorite Kayali fragrances along with Vanilla 28. This is Kayali Eden Juicy Apple. And this fragrance is another one that you can wear this anytime during the year, because for some reason this fragrance, it just adapts to whatever season it is. So when it's fall time, it's like a crisp juicy apple, which goes great with fall time and fall theme. For winter, I've used it layered with winter candy apple from Bath and Body Works, amazing. But for spring and summer, it's gorgeous. This has red apple, but it also has berries in it. There's black currant, lychee. There's notes that I'm not even a fan of. Black currant, I'm very picky with lychee. But honestly, when I spray this fragrance, I get just a very juicy red apple, very sweet and musky. A lot of people were comparing this one to like a body mist, but for me, the longer it has sat in my collection, it is really nice. It has gotten stronger, it lasts longer on me. So I feel like perfumes really do need that time to just sit for a little bit. It smells to me like a body mist taken to the next level. It's sexier, it's more grown up to me, it's not as juvenile. I really get that muskiness from it. One of my favorites from Kayali, if I was recommending fragrances and you kind of have my taste, I would probably point you towards Eden first out of all of the fragrances that they have. It's just one that I love. I love it so much, as you can see by the dent as well. Next up, we have a fragrance that I went through a travel size of it and I bought a full size bottle, and this summer I'm gonna start using it again because I don't remember, I think last year since I was moving and it was just so crazy, I didn't really get to wear this one as much. I think I wore it the summer before. I don't remember when this came out, but this is the 7 Virtues Coconut Sun. And as you can see, there's a baby dent in this one because I did use up the travel size that I had first. This right here is beautiful for hot weather. And when I'm telling you guys, these are 100% hot weather approved, it's because for the last 3 years before this year, I was living in Puerto Rico. I am a military wife. I move around a lot. And being in Puerto Rico is kind of like where my fragrance passion went 100 times stronger than what it was. And it's very hot over there. It's very humid. It is just sticky. And these fragrances smell amazing in hot weather. So that was the best place to test them out because it gets so hot over there and it's very tropical and humid, and these just are so beautiful in that weather. So Coconut Sun, I remember taking the travel size with me. We lived in the middle of the island and my husband's family is across the island all the way on the corner of the west side of the island. I used to pack little travel size perfumes to take them with me because we would go over there and we would spend the weekend there. And I took a travel size of this. I remember taking a shower, and in Puerto Rico, many houses don't have AC. I mean, I'm thinking now more do, but for the most part, you just open your doors in the morning, open your windows, and you kind of let the breeze do its thing. And some days it's very hot and sticky, other days it's a little better. So I put this on, and when I tell you, it almost felt like I had something refreshing over me, helping me to not feel so hot, which is crazy because it's just perfume. But that's just the feeling that it gave me because it was so cooling. It's like whatever scent it is has ice in it. That's how it feels to me. There is sea salt in here, so I do notice a little bit of a saltiness. The frangipani and the jasmine and the rose are a little bit more present in this one compared to other ones that I've talked about. This one does have a little bit more of that floral touch in there, but the coconut water, the vanilla, the salt, and the frangipani to me are the stars of the show for this fragrance. And it's definitely a coconut water. You're not getting a creamy coconut. You're not getting a synthetic coconut. To me, it's a realistic coconut water with some florals, citruses, and then that vanilla in the base. This to me is one of the ones that I recommend a lot for summertime. So good. It's so good. And it has a little bit more to it because those florals make it smell like something that you can wear even to like a date. This next fragrance is a niche fragrance and I love it for spring and summertime. It is beautiful for hot weather. This is by Parfums Marly and this is Delina La Rosée. This is so beautiful for hot weather. Kind of like what I was saying off of this one, I'm gonna piggyback off of it because this one you can wear like on a date, to go out a little bit more dressed up. Not that it's dressy or fancy, but it has a little bit more oomph to it during summertime, even though it's refreshing and tropical and cooling, all of that, but the florals help to make it a very feminine and pretty. And I feel like this one is the same. If you are a person that in summertime you're just not into the ocean scents or the fresh scents, nothing like that, you want something that's a little bit more floral, feminine, I would definitely point you towards Delina La Rosée. This fragrance is definitely floral. It has that same rose that Delina has, but it has an aquatic feel to it, so it makes it watery, it makes it refreshing and thin and airy. It's not thick or dense. To me, this is just a delicate aquatic pink rose, very feminine and flirty, perfect for hot weather because it's not too thick or sharp or strong. So this one's definitely, if you prefer a touch more of rose, a feminine touch in your fragrance, this one's really good. Lastly, for the list today, I'm going to be talking about Juicy Couture Viva La Juicy. I don't know what it is about this perfume, but there's something about it that, again, in hot weather, beautiful. This, you can smell it. It will leave a scent trail in hot weather. In Puerto Rico, I would put this on and I would be able to just smell myself. I know some people are like, that's so basic. Juicy Couture, that is boring. I mean, it's okay if you prefer like more complex fragrances, but sometimes you just can't deny that some fragrances smell amazing, and Viva La Juicy is one of those. It just is so good. It's refreshing, it's airy, it's juicy, it's super sweet. The caramel starts coming through. The opening has these beautiful berries that are super refreshing. The caramel adds sweetness, but it's not a thick caramel. It's not super duper gourmand. You still have a little bit of a floral element in here, which is the perfect mixture. You have refreshing berries, you have florals, then you have a little bit of a sweet note in the caramel to sweeten it up a little bit. It's just beautiful. Like, I have no bad things to say about this fragrance. There is gardenia in here, which that's one of my most hated florals, and in here it's perfection. It's so pretty. There's also praline, there's amber and vanilla in the dry down. I've put Viva La Juicy on and just smelled it for hours and I love it, and it doesn't bother me in hot weather. Perfect for summer. My honorable mention is because this fragrance is just so hard to find. I don't want to put it on my list and it's something that you can't even find anymore, but Guerlain Agua Allegoria Coconut Fizz. This right here for summertime is like a no-brainer. It is so refreshing. Now, I'm very picky when it comes to like cucumber in fragrances. This doesn't say that it has cucumber. This is a coconut perfume. You definitely pick up on the coconut, but there's something in here that makes me think of coconut mixed with a little bit of cucumber, but not like how other cucumber fragrances smell. This cucumber kind of makes me think of the Dove soap cucumber, which I love as well for summertime because it just makes you feel so refreshed and just cooled off. So this is coconutty, and there's coconut nectar, you have bergamot, there is water fruit. I don't know what they mean by water fruit. Maybe there's some cucumber somewhere in there. There's also freesia, sandalwood, and tonka bean. This starts off super refreshing, super cooling, super coconut water, tropical. And then in the dry down, the tonka bean and the sandalwood help to give it a little something different and not just be, again, this coconut fruity type of scent without depth to it. So that's why I love this one so much. And it has a pretty big dent, and I'm just using it slowly because I know it's gonna be harder to find later on. Those are my fragrances that I recommend 100% for summertime. They're Amy Glam approved. Comment down below if some of these are your favorite for summer, or comment your all-time favorite summer scent that just works in really hot weather. Can't wait to chat with you. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.